Kim, let us know when you can hear us, okay? I'm going to start playing around with some of this.
Apparently, we're going to have to hire a sound guy.
Yeah.
That worked.
That worked? Okay.
Perfect.
Right, let us know, okay? Sorry about that. We're working on it.
Yeah. Some days we can do it. Some days we can't. Good morning. Thank you for being on. Thank you for your patience with us as we get our video and audio working here.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the week, right? It's kind of choppy. Yeah. I'm thinking.
I wonder what this is. I don't know what it is.
If any of you are out there that are pros, definitely hit us up. We might be missing something.
Brian, is it still choppy? I mean, is it coming in choppy?
It's kind of choppy.
It is kind of choppy still, huh? All right. Darn it. How about now? Can anybody give us feedback if it's still good or not? We'll just kind of keep playing with the. It's still choppy.
Okay.
Shoot, we may need to figure out. Yeah, it's a little choppy, but it sounded like underwater at first. Now it's okay, Kim. Though, Kim, it's all right. Can you hear me? You think?
Yeah, we'll keep talking. Maybe just let us know.
Yeah. See if it works. If not, we may have to try this over again next week.
Okay. Just keep yeah. Okay. Yeah, we may just try.
Yeah, we may try this again next week. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, sorry everyone. We'll get working on this again, and we'll figure it out.
Not really sure where to go with it, but
bummer.
Yeah, we'll touch base with you. You can definitely hear what you're saying though. We're only on Facebook, almost fixed. We're actually on multiple streams. We're on LinkedIn, Facebook. We use technology called Restream. So there's Facebook, YouTube, all that aspect. So you can definitely hear. Don't leave. All right, we'll hang out.
All right, sure, we'll do it. Yeah, we'll hang out. It. I love this.
I love it. Well, we're calling carriers today, Brian. So I'm excited to be talking with you and having you on here. Nate, tell us about your week.
And
let's kind of some of the questions that you actually got.
Yeah.
Because I know we got a lot of questions specifically on what we're talking about. We got a lot of guys that say, "Hey, I finally got a client," which I'd love to see the progression. I'd love to see, we get these guys. They're finally willing to make some calls. They finally got a client. Now what? What's next? How do we get clients? Tell us about some of the questions that you're getting when it comes to, trying to find rates, trying to get this, and let's just talk through that.
Yeah, no, that's fair, because I think most of the time when you get that to that point where you're talking to a shipper, they ask you for rates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you're, like you said, your next step, what do I do? How do I get that rate? But what's nice is with eCarrierCheck, you can do that.
Yeah,
you can get some rates, call some carriers and see what kind of rates they're going for. So that's kind of what was kind of the pinpoint of the week, was getting rates. What are those steps after talking to shipper? So I'm glad that today we'll be calling carriers and see what rates we can give everyone an idea on what to do and how to do it. I mean, you may have different ideas, which is good. I'm
kind of like the old saying, anytime, I'm a big believer, especially as you're trying to diversify your business, whether you're a carrier, whether you're a broker, whether you're a dispatcher. I think you should run parallel with making two different phone calls. Okay. Right. And this is kind of like that old thing, if you have a drink, have a glass of water, right? If you get a shot and you have another glass of water, right? Yeah. And I really think it's important that you're calling shippers, but you're also calling carriers at the same time and building relationships. If I know I'm calling a carrier in Cleveland, Ohio, a shipper in Cleveland, Ohio, I'm going to call carriers in Cleveland, Ohio, right? Yep. So I really think that sometimes the steps are a little bit missed, but I understand that people go out and get shippers and then they're like, well, I don't know how to give them a rate, right? And there's some obvious things, right? The first way of getting rates, as far as technology that's out there, there's you can get on BAT or Truck Stop 123, and they have kind of their rating tools or rating. Hey, right now the average is this. Something that I always struggled with. I felt like the rates were. It was definitely one of those things where rates just what I paid and what they had in there were maybe different. if anyone can agree with that or give me some thoughts on that exact comment, I would love that. But so there's that, right? There's also like a new company out there called greenscreen.ai. They provide rates. And from what I've seen from their technology, really cool system. Very, just it's tech savvy, and it just brings in rates right into you, right? But at the end of the day, in order to get rates, you have to talk to carriers, right? We have to reach out. We have to find out, what's Brian want per mile right now, and is he willing to run north, south, east, west, whatever it may be. We have to have those conversations. And I think having those exploratory conversations as a broker, as a carrier, as a dispatcher, whoever they are, those exploratory conversations really start to get you in the groove of quoting quicker. You know what I mean? Are they accurate though? Well, that's a good question, Brian. The ones that I used to get from DAT, Truck Stop, I always felt like they were a little bit inaccurate. What I paid versus what they were saying were two different things. And so, in my opinion, the most accurate way of getting rates is calling carriers, right? You need to find out what people are willing to do it for. Today we're going to be representing a freight broker. They move all kinds of ag equipment and ag products all over throughout the Midwest. And they got some round bales of hay, which isn't fun. I get that. They're going to be 10-foot wide total. There's no tarp, but we got to have step decks. They're kind of a challenging load. You can't have 30-foot straps. You got to have 40s. And we got to have a step deck on here, and so we need to call and find some people. So we've got 7-8 carriers we're going to call that I found off eCarrierCheck. A couple other things though about the week though. I know everyone's numbers are different, but you don't want to leave meat on the bone either. God, isn't that the truth? I always thought, when I was dispatching and we had carriers on the road, right, and a broker would call me, and he's like, "Well, we'll pay $240 a mile." I always was like, I wonder if I can just get extra $50. And normally that was my shtick, was I would always say, I need an extra $50. To be honest with you, I probably left more meat on the bone than I want to know, Brian. But it's that same thing with brokering too, right? We see this because we talk to so many brokers, and whichever way the meat is swinging, whether you didn't leave enough meat on the bone for the shipper, right, and or you didn't leave enough bone for the carrier, right? There's a sweet spot in there. We talk about the sweet spot a lot, right? So I definitely think that it's important that to use some kind of technology when you are quoting. And the reason why I say that is, and I'm just talking about a spreadsheet. As simple as this is this is what I used to do. Okay, when I was a freight broker, I would put the lane on here, the customer on here, and the rate I got and the rate I quoted. And the reason why I did that is then this way I can start to go, did I get that load or not? Could I have gone up a little bit more? I keep being successful. What was that company name again? Which one, Brian? Which company? Oh, you're talking about the tech company. It's called greenscreen.ai. They're a legit company. I think I'm connected with a couple people from their company on my LinkedIn. If you check that out, but then you can see them. Oh yeah, the rate company. Yeah. They're called Greenscreen. They're a new up and coming rate company. I've heard good things. I know a lot of people use them. So the other side of this though is from a carrier's perspective. Everyone has different costs, right? When we had 30 trucks on the road and dispatching, we could spread our costs amongst those 30 trucks, where in some particular cases Brian has one truck to spread his cost on, or two, right? So I definitely one of those things where that's the way it goes, right?
And I think that in order to find that sweet spot, or try to figure out what's consistent or not, you got to make some scars, like you kind of mentioned. How do you know where to where it's consistent at? We'll make some scars. It's kind of what I've noticed anyways.
Absolutely. It is nice to quote immediately.
Yeah.
But you can get burned kind of quick unless you know the rates real well. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. But again, just real quick, here's what we're doing today. So we're calling for a freight broker. The loads are picking up in North Dakota. It's hay. They're round bales, not square bales. I don't think anyone really wants to hear about hay, but this is kind of interesting. We'll talk some carriers, and all the freight's going down to Oklahoma. So I know what we need to be around, as far as that rate with the carriers, and I know some miles. I'm pretty much ready to have these conversations. And what I know is that they load Monday through Saturday. They're open from 8 to 5, Monday through Saturday, right? And I need to be able to scale 48,000. Needs to be a step deck, no tarp. I think it's really important that when you are trying to get rates, that you tell the carrier everything that you know, right? Because if I get a step deck on the phone, but he doesn't have 40-foot straps, and he gets over there to load, it's just going to cause a headache, right? It's going to cause just a mess. And this is good for any type of load, whatever it may be. If it's a reefer load, a van load, you need to know what you're loading, when they load, if there's some weird stuff about them, logistics bars or lumpers, whatever it may be. So, Jesse, what's going on, man? You said I'm meaning to keep educating you fellas on what you're doing. Thank you. We've tried to educate every week. That's our ultimate goal, man. And it's just, how do we help people grow their businesses? And it's just so important that we just give back. We have a lot of education right in our head, and we talk to so many people, and so we want to give back as much as we can. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for being on. So, a couple things that I did here. Okay, so I know these loads are going from Center, North Dakota. I know they're going down to Oklahoma. I looked up in eCarrierCheck a few ways to find carriers. Okay, the first couple carriers that we're calling are just local carriers. Okay, I know they have some open deck trailers, but I just did a regular search in eCarrierCheck, and just away we go. The next ones I got a little more specific, and I said I want to find somebody that may have a step deck, and I was up in the North Dakota area. So the first 4 people are locals. The next one was our lane search capabilities, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm trying to find 2 carriers that may be from Oklahoma, but willing to go back, or that they may be up in North Dakota. Now, here's something else that you need to know when you are talking to carriers, right? They're going to say, well, when do you want it loaded? Well, the beautiful thing with these is I got about 2 weeks, okay? They're open Monday through Saturday. I got approximately, 6 days. Yeah. So 12, I got 12 working days here to get 10 loads moved, okay? So that's not terrible.
No.
So I feel like we can get some stuff moving. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to call a couple local Oklahoma carriers. And then the other side of my search that I did was I'm going to call a bigger carrier. They're out of Minnesota. They're up in North Dakota quite often because I ran our inspection report. Okay. You might go into our different types of searches that we have when it comes to
our filters. That's actually on my mind because on my Monday demo that we do, we have 3 demos a week, by the way. And one of the things we were talking about was buying lists off of Facebook. And so one of the people in that meeting threw out, well, I'm buying $4 a list. Well, here at eCarrierCheck, you don't have to buy a list. You buy our services, you can search every day, no matter what. Imagine buying a list off Facebook and how many people are getting that same list. How do you know that carrier is from the right area? Well, on eCarrierCheck, we can search by location. Jaron mentioned about the search by lane. So we can search by, a couple different ways there. So that's the benefit of having eCarrierCheck as well. We're going to source you leads that others don't know about, or that you might be just, in your own neck of the woods and you just don't even know. So that's what's really nice is that location, find by lane. It's really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the only way to put it. It's powerful.
Absolutely. And just to throw this out there too, if anyone ever wants us to work on a project, let us know. We'd be happy to make calls for you. Yeah. I'm working for that. Let's see. The problem I have is getting emails about loads needing picked up today. Can't schedule out like that. Boy, there's the truth right there, Brian. This is why I said this earlier, is that flexibility and cost savings comes from being able to load tomorrow, comes from being able to load next Saturday. When you can plan, you can save money. But when you're being reactive, we always talk about, being reactive versus being proactive, right? Mm-hmm. When you're not chasing, I know what you're talking about, Brian. And in those spot markets, I got to go today. Whew, I get it. You're never in the right position. You can't make it there by close. That's why I really like these relationship calls. Yep. Because then, hey, I'm not looking for today. what I'm looking for is best case scenario with your equipment in your network right now, right? I'm disrupting their relationships, right? So, Brian, you hit the head. I mean, honestly, that's truly anytime you're just dealing with today, right? Brian, you still doing that local stuff too? I'd love to hear if you are. But let's make some calls. Again, we're moving some round bales of hay, no tarp, 10 foot wide. We've got a decent rate on them, to be honest with you. Let's take a look here. I'll tell you where we're at with the rate. The first one is about 800 miles. We've got 359 a mile, 360 a mile, essentially for these. Coming out of North Dakota, I don't think that's terrible. Most people want to get out of North Dakota. It's not really it's not the state of manufacturing. It's usually a produce state, right? So they're producing a lot of products like that. So let's call the first guy and see where we go, and see if we can get a carrier to haul some loads for us. Except for I'm dialing. I got to tell you something. This is so funny. I was just in here. This is terrible. It's been
a week.
This just happens right here. So I was just doing my rate per mile here. I was just doing my rate per mile, and I literally just dialed the phone number in my calculator. I don't even know what's going on. Jesse says exactly. Get as many details as possible to save you time and money. And carriers like detail, you'll get respect because it looks like you give a shit. That's you hit on it. You don't want to run back and forth, to the shipper and ask another question. Make sure you're asking as many questions as you know. Sometimes, to be honest with you, when you're just getting started, you don't know what to ask.
Exactly.
Right. So I think it's really important. This is something that you want to master. Get good at questioning. Make sure you're asking all the questions, and it usually comes around time, money, weights, all those things, right? But let's make a call. I'll actually go into my phone button this time, and then see where this goes. So here we go. First one off the bat. I'm excited about this. Thank you for being on. Any comments, questions, thoughts? Let us know. We'd love an opportunity.
Justin Berg.
All right.
Is not available.
The voicemail. That'll happen. That was a smaller carrier. That was a one-off guy that was right in center. So I wanted to see if we could get him on the phone. So let's see. Let's keep going. This guy's a little bigger. He's got like 5.
Oh.
Hey, this is Jared over at NTC. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, I'm trying to move some round bales out of center there, going down to Oklahoma. Any chance that'd be something you'd be interested in?
How many you got, and what's the deal?
That's a great question. So they're 5 foot rounds, so it'll end up being 10 foot, total width. I'm looking for step decks just because that's how it works. No tarp or anything. 53 or 48 will be fine. And to be honest with you, I've got a couple weeks here. I'm looking to be around 48,000 in the weight, and we're going down to 3 different places in Oklahoma: Sealing, Oklahoma, Sulphur, Oklahoma, and Hartshorn, Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, I know you're out there.
So just picking up. Would that be something you'd be interested in? It's Monday through Saturday.
Yeah, I'd have to do a little figuring here, trying to get my own hay in yet too,
I get it. I get it.
They're calling for rain up here Friday, Saturday, Sunday through Wednesday now.
I know. I heard.
It's chaos at its finest.
Yeah, I heard.
But if nothing else, I do have a couple of the guys I can hit up on it. Are they net wrapped? Are they twined? Or
That's a great question. Actually, they are twined.
Okay.
I wish they were net wrapped, but I know I can give you some rates, or I could shoot you an email too. But ceilings, sitting around 3,200. Sulfur's around 37. There's 5 of those loads. That's 1,055 on there. And then Hartshorn is those are going for 41. So.
Okay. Could you send me that stuff up so I have it, so I can just take a look at it quick?
Yeah.
Could you send it to my email, please?
Yeah. What's a good email for you?
7. The numbers are the number 701.
Okay.
701logistics@gmail.com.
Logistics. You think this is something you can help us with, or?
Well, I'm gonna it on to a couple more people. I'll make sure you got your number and all that stuff too. You know.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. We've been moving squares out of there all week. But sometimes you get these rounds and that gets a little, instead of 30-foot straps, you got to have 40s. There's some randomness to it. So.
Right. And it's too bad they're not net wraps. It's a lot easier to haul.
Oh, I get it.
It's just kind of the shit, especially if they've been laying in the field quite a while,
Yeah. I would agree. Or they haven't been turned or something.
Yeah, you pick them up and the strings fall off.
Yep. I would agree.
But yeah, can I ask what area and center you're loading out of?
It's the power plant there.
Over by the plant.
Yeah.
Okay. With John Bob, maybe.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't recognize that name anyway.
Okay. Oh, there's a couple of guys over there that put up a lot of hay off the old plant reclaim land. So.
Yeah. This guy that's controlling it's actually out of Oklahoma. So
he just bought it. He's there buying.
You got it. Yeah, because I'm kind of the hay king. I move a lot of hay all over the kind of Midwest. So, if you ever need to move your hay, let me know.
Yeah, well, I did have a guy come in the other about a month and a half ago, and he's seen my hay set there and what I was putting up, and he said how much, and I want them all.
Nice, really?
Yeah, I do a high end. I do winter rye.
Nice.
So I do a ryegrass up here, and my ryegrass this year was phenomenal.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I had 12% protein, 78% feed value, 0 sugars in it.
Wow.
No, 0 nitrates. I think I was 300 parts nitrates.
Wow. What'd you get for the rate there?
I got $110 a bale for mine.
Good for you. That's awesome.
And then $110 a bale. He bought every one I had.
I'll be darned. Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
So
What's
that rye is.
What's your name?
Especially this time of year.
What was your
My
name?
first name is Troy.
Troy. Okay. Well, Troy,
My last name is Hudson Beeler, but send me that information in your email so I got it in my hand and I can get it stored where I need it. And let me do some interesting stupid on it.
Yeah. No, that's all I ask. Troy, I think I appreciate your time and effort. So it's 701logistics@gmail, right?
Yep, that'll get me.
Awesome, Troy. Have a great day. We'll talk later.
Bye.
See ya.
Very well.
Yeah, interesting guy, right? We just have a nice conversation. Something that I didn't talk about, and he talked about, is weather. He's like, hey, it's going to rain, right? And we're loading open deck trailers in a friggin' field.
Right.
The twine thing, I could tell his hesitation with that.
Yeah, I was missing that.
That's too bad. Sometimes you just can't do anything about those things. But, after this, I'll send, or I'll have Josh send these, but I'll have, we'll send over some emails and see if we can get some work done. Obviously, he didn't seem, bothered. I did catch him in his car. You could hear his car banging in the background there. But overall, I thought it was a good call. Right. I will definitely send this guy a lead.
And this was a lead right off of eCarrierCheck.
Yeah.
And for those of you that haven't seen eCarrierCheck or call any leads on there, you're going to have your days. Trust me. You're going to have your days. For some reason, I don't know if it's just because we're lucky, but usually we get some pretty good calls on our live, and it goes well.
Yeah.
Some days it doesn't.
Yeah, let's keep the party going. I enjoyed that. Yeah. We'll keep I'm interested to call some of those Oklahoma guys and see if by chance they're in the area.
Yeah.
But we'll call one more local and swing into the lane search that I did and see what happens. Any questions, thoughts? Throw them in the chat. We'd love an opportunity to help you guys grow. Anything that came up this week that you didn't know what to do,
or anything you would have said differently.
Yeah, we're open. The cup's half empty here. You know what I mean? Like fill me up. I love this. Yeah. So let's see. I'm calling this guy. Let's see where it goes. Some of these guys were pretty small too. I kind of wanted to go down the road of 1-2 trucks. I like dealing with those guys, like a Brian.
Hello.
Hey, this is Jared over at NTC. Is this CNR?
It is.
Hey, I'm running some round bales out of center, North Dakota, go down to Oklahoma. Is that something you'd be interested in?
No, we do hopper and we have our own broker.
Okay, that sounds Sounds
Okay.
good, sir. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yep, thanks.
That'll happen, right? Another local guy, he wasn't too terribly interested. That's okay. Those things are going to happen. You know what I mean? At least he answered. He did answer. I thought he was a woman at first.
Yeah, I thought you had the wrong number.
Let's see. Mika says, are ship lines for intermodal and drayage containers on eCarrier? Ship lines for intermodal and drayage container on eCarrier. This is an interesting question. So our ship lines for intermodal and drayage, we do show dray and intermodal carriers for sure. We don't necessarily have ship lines on our database other than when they're listed maybe as a shipper, in our shipper index. But as far as finding those intermodal guys, those drayage carriers, they can get in and out of the ports of the ramps. Absolutely. Brian says, I've been an eCarrierCheck sponsor for a year. I haven't utilized my investment. Dang it, Brian. You got to get on it, buddy. We got to grow you. Although I am still, you got to answer. Are you still doing that local run? Kind of curious how that's going. Sometimes those are good, sometimes they're bad. Definitely don't let, you got to keep, just using your investment here, Brian. I am glad that you're on, though. You're one of my favorites when you get on. All the carriers, draymen are listed. Here's the draymen are listed. Yes, they are. Those are the draymen are listed there. So, yeah. And, join a demo, sign up for a demo Monday, Tuesday or Thursday. Yeah. Nate can talk about the times here while I look up this next phone here.
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays are at 2 p.m. Eastern, and then Mondays are at 6 p.m. Eastern. So, yeah, if you're interested in seeing what we do have to offer, which is pretty much almost everything, just come check it out. We'll show you how to run the site, and let's talk.
Yeah. Anyway, of helping you, that's our ultimate. Right. So, all right, we're going to call some Oklahoma carriers and see what happens here.
Call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
Well, sometimes people don't like to talk either. 255 311. There we go. Let's see. Hey, this is Jared over at NTC. Is this Open Road?
Yep, hold on 1 second.
Thank you.
This is Sharon.
Hey, Sharon, this is Jared over at NTC. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Hey, I'm trying to move some 5-foot round bales out of North Dakota coming back into Oklahoma, and I was wondering if you might have any interest in if you're up in that area often or not.
I need you to call our the guy that does our dispatching for and books our loads.
Oh, perfect. I'd be happy to. What's his name?
Yeah, his name is Mike Whitehead.
Mike?
And Mike, and his number is 580-475-2130.
Awesome. I'll call Mike right now.
And if he doesn't answer right away, try back because I do know he's driving.
Okay.
So, just keep trying him. Okay.
That's fair. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. Yeah, Brian says not sure if the money will work out. Being home every day is great, but if they don't cut the mustard, then what? Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Those local runs, those shorter runs, obviously don't pay as much. But there's a balance between work and life, and going from there. So, interesting. Well, let's call Mike and see if he answers the phone here. Some of these carriers I picked were really small. I really like some of the smaller guys just because they're more flexible. They're more entertaining to talk to. Willing to talk. We'll call a big one too and see what happens after this.
I'm sorry, the person
you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please try your call again later.
So we'll come back and see if he answers a little bit later. After the live here, we'll probably do that. So let's call a bigger carrier. This is kind of what you'll get from when you're calling larger carriers. They have 60 trucks. I think they may have a little bit more, but you'll essentially get some kind of operator, will ask for dispatch, and just start to work the process. Most likely, they're big enough, they'll just want an email. Yeah, send me an email, see what I can do. But let's see where this goes, okay? Hey, Cody, this is Jared over at NTC. How's it going?
Pretty good, you?
Yeah, not too bad. Hey, I'm trying to find some guys that can help me move some round bales out of center North Dakota going to Oklahoma. Any chance that's you?
I don't have anyone up there right now, man.
Well, I mean, I got some time here. It's not. I'm looking for best case scenario. I know what I'm getting into.
Right. At this time, I'd have to call you if I get someone up there, but right now I really don't have anyone.
Nobody. You don't take much into that area.
Every once in a while we get something, out to Washington. We'll get something coming back like North Dakota, something like that.
Sure. Do you guys run step decks normally with round bales?
Yeah, we do a lot of oversized. So
Yeah. Okay. Any idea on like where I should be at for a rate? Normally I'm just buying and selling hay, and I'm kind of curious of what you think. If I'm around 360 a mile, yeah. If I'm coming at 360 a mile, you think I'm all right?
Where in Oklahoma?
Center. Well, there's three different places: Sealing, Sulphur, and Hartshorn. Too much coffee today.
Let me look. At least it's not too bad a place. Just south of Oak City. You probably take the interstate.
Yeah.
1,182 miles. Is it 10 wide?
Yeah, we need 40 foot straps instead of 30s for them.
Yeah. Probably somewhere around that. Come on. Probably 44. I don't know what you were thinking, but that's probably where we would be if we were to do it.
Really? Okay. I tell you what.
I come up with 1,185 miles.
Yeah, that's fair. What are the percentage chances you get somebody in North Dakota in the next couple weeks?
Oh, that might be tough.
Yeah.
But I can take down your number here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you mind if I just send you what I got as far as an
Send
email?
me an email. Do you have our email down there?
No, I don't. Not a handy anyway. I shouldn't say. But
What's your email?
it's gonna be, just send it to J. Ross at ROSS at NTC Tom Charlie -logistics.com. Yeah, just send me something. We worked with you in the past, and I'm just trying to find somebody that can help me. I got about 20 of these loads, so I need somebody that's consistent. So.
God damn it! I'm messing up here. J. Ross.
And I can send you an email too if you're handy, but.
J. Ross, ntc-logistics.com. All right, I just sent you one. You can send me what you got.
Yeah, I'll respond back to you, and away we go. What was your name? Is Cody? Cody. All right, Cody. I appreciate your time. Maybe see if we've got a little weather delay here coming up. It looks like, so maybe we can get something in the next couple weeks, to work out. So.
Sounds good. Just send me an email what you work out. We'll go from there.
Awesome, Cody. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, bye.
So his rate, interesting enough, so I know you're trying to move it for 41. Where he came in at 44, I still am making margin. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, kind of a win, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if he'll get anyone over there, but I know that when I talked to the guy that's running these, Josh, he said that he's worked with them before. Yeah. It just worked out better to do that. Do you find that broker calls come in as their company name or spam risk because those don't get answered? You know, that's an interesting question, Brian. And it seems as though if it's coming from not an automated robotic call, normally if it's not a roboticized call, I personally, now I have Verizon, normally what I'm seeing is that then they don't come up as spam. And I run that Google spam thing too, because I get so many damn calls. But Brian, that's a good question. Hopefully if they're serious to talk to you, they're leaving you a voicemail and not leaving you a voicemail about, hey, your auto insurance is due, or your credit check, or your student loans are about to be paid off. I hear that's a big hot topic right now with Biden. I'm not making much of a political guy. So, but if I had student loans, I would hope that they'd be forgiven. I really enjoyed today's call.
Yeah.
I'm really open to any questions or thoughts before we head out today. Nate, do you have any thoughts?
No, just if anyone does have thoughts or questions, I'll let you have some time. But just remember, the demos on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. Just simply go to eCarrierCheck.com, sign up there. Hop on multiple demos if you like. And then also we have Wednesday Q&As. So it's kind of like a demo setting, but we just talk life, talk about logistics, talk about how to run eCarrierCheck. So if you want to just kind of see the community that we do have, send our support an email asking to be added to the list, and I'll get you on there. And but other than that, it's really all I got for everyone. And thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you for being on. I enjoyed the call today. I think we got, we obviously didn't get exactly the rate from Troy, but I think we're kind of close. I can get a call from there. I was able to kind of push Cody a little bit, and he can, not really committed to a rate, but at least you heard where that rate was.
And I think if anyone takes anything away from today, just have an idea how Jared was making those calls and what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's raw. We're doing this raw. So
we're
trying to give you all an idea.
Just see where it goes, right? Yeah. I love it. Awesome. Well, you guys have a great day. If you ever need anything, you have a need for some advice or thoughts or ideas, let us know. We'd love to help you. And I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. And thank you for being on today. So